27th of October 2020, and we're looking down on Typhoon Molave, a strong intensifying typhoon. Winds are Category 3 strength currently estimated. You can see how close it is to the Vietnamese coast, and Vietnam has already been hit by major floods in the last few weeks. This is the current Joint Typhoon Warning Center forecast. The storm at Category 3 hurricane strength is forecast to weaken a dash as it comes towards the coast. The 70 knots is once it's well inland over the mountains, so the actual intensity at landfall could be on the lines of Category 2, Category 3 hurricane strength. Location of landfall here, but it has a very broad tropical storm strength wind flow, bringing very large waves up the coast of Vietnam in the north. Here is the latest hurricane warning forecast. As you can see on the eastern side of the storm, there are 100-knot winds in the initial analysis. Let's move it forward. That would make it Category 3 hurricane strength. As we move it towards the coast, Category 3 hurricane strength is maintained and the slight weakening as per the JTWC forecast, but still the purples indicate hurricane strength winds impacting the coast, a large area of the coast being impacted by these very strong hurricane force winds. As the storm moves onshore, it then weakens over the mountains. Actually, let's first focus on the region of greatest impact, and that looks like it's going to be between this headland and here, although the absolute worst probably just to the south of this headland according to this one simulation. First, we'll check it if it matches up with the JTWC forecast landfall location. You can see the landfall is in fact just to the south of that headland. That's the same headland in there. So we're looking at landfall in there, which does mean the winds are roughly in that location. Let's see what's actually there. Zoom in on Google Earth to that headland. There it is in there, ticking up, and you can see actually we're looking at the area just to the south of that headland. There is actually quite a substantial town in there, and it is Quang Ngai. I can't pronounce Vietnamese. This is slightly inland, which is good, well positioned. Right on a river though, that's not good. Bringing in the Joint Typhoon Warning Center track forecast, and this shows the location to be impacted by the storm center from that headland down to around here. That looks like the hurricane force wind swath, particularly to the north of the center. And we're looking at this coastline, and the coastline itself is, wow, look at these beaches. Small, probably smaller villages. On closer inspection, there are actually some quite serious towns right on the coast. Tan Lap and Chuan. These are sizable village town communities on precariously placed coastal dune lands. Khitan, Nigia and Pho An. These are very exposed communities directly on the coast, and I'm not sure what the evacuation plan is. They should probably be evacuated. Taking a look at the rain totals, this is actually just the sea level pressure and the rain coming in, so you can see the storm system making its landfall. But let's take a look at the rainfall actual totals, and they look like this. As the storm moves ashore, the totals pick up into the little dark oranges, and then in the mountains into the more moderate oranges. So it's about over 200 to 300 millimeters of rain in a pretty short period of time. So it's the usual story of landslides, floods, flash floods. Here is the wave forecast from the ECMWF WAM. If I put a little ticker in there, it's got 10-meter high waves, which are very large. As we move up, the storms go in actually to the north of the area of the greatest wind impact, and the largest waves are to the north. 10-meter high waves slamming into this coast and rolling up the northern coast of Vietnam, but particularly Da Nang looks like getting a decent surge of this storm along this coast. And by decent, I mean highly dangerous. Get away from the coast. And with all that being said, let's take a look back at the storm, and as you can see, it's got a pretty asymmetric distribution of convection as it's approaching the coast, but pretty intense. In there is a tight core of highly strong winds. So what will happen here? Well, we've got some land interaction I'm going to say Category 2 landfall, which is basically exactly what the JDWC say, so I'm just copying them. Anyway, best of luck to those in Vietnam, and I'll see you in the next one.